Hi, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's topic is very interesting. So I'm going to start with an anecdote. 3 years ago, there was this manager who was part of the presentation, one of the presentations in the office, right? So this manager walks out of the training room, and there are 40 people sitting inside the training room. The slides were perfect. The content was brilliant. The data that was used was accurate. However, nobody changed. No engagement, no transformation happened. There was no impact. He realized something painful that day. Knowing something and teaching something are two different things, right? Are two different skills. That day, this manager, he discovered Train the Trainer, right? So your data was accurate, your presentation was amazing, but the way it was presented was dull, and that did not move anyone in the training room. There was no impact basically. So I'm going to show you what truly makes a powerful trainer, right? Because if you want authority, influence, income, you must learn how to train. So this is why Train the Training program exists. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been an expert on something, but you struggle to explain? What happened with a lot of us, right? You give a presentation and still feel that there was some disconnect in the room, right? You finish speaking and you're still thinking that could have been better, right? That's where the trainer begins. Train the Trainer is not about slides. It's about transition, right? Organizations like Associate for Talent Development created structured programs because companies realized something powerful. Skills do not grow through information, right? Skills grow through structured learning experiences. And this is why the Train the Trainer program teaches you how to create that experience. And this is what we are going to learn today. Would you know the difference between a speaker and a trainer? No, that's okay. Let me tell you a story. Two people were asked to conduct a session. The first one spoke for almost 2 hours straight. Brilliant vocabulary, strong knowledge. The audience clapped. But the second one spoke less. He told stories. He made people stand, made them think. 1 month later, the first lesson was forgotten. The second lesson changed behavior. You know why? Because a trainer does not aim for applause. A trainer aims for application. That principle is rooted deeply in adult learning principles developed by Malcolm Knowles. Adults they learn differently. They want relevance, they want respect, they want practicality, they want involvement. If you lecture adults, you lose them. If you involve adults, you transform them. All right, let's talk about psychology of adult learners. Imagine this: a 35-year-old manager enters your session. He has 10 years of experience, personal opinions, workplace pressure, ego, expectations. If someone like him walks into your room, into your training room, you cannot treat him like a school kid or school student. Adult learning is not about control, right? It's about collaboration. Another educator or educationalist or an psychologist known as Benjamin Bloom introduced Bloom's taxonomy. It explains something very powerful. Learning moves from remember to understand, to apply, to analyze, then evaluate, right? Then create. Most trainers would stop at remember, but powerful trainers, right, design their sessions in such a way that they take the learners from remember to create, to apply, right? That's the difference between training and talking. Now, let's go deeper. When I started studying trainers in top companies like Accenture, TCS, I noticed something common. The best trainers out there had 5 superpowers. 5. One, their presence. When they entered the room, energy shifted. Not loud, not aggressive, but confident. Presence comes from, preparation, clarity, internal belief. I also noticed structure. They followed models like ADDIE. You must have heard of that. If you haven't, you can Google it and go through that in detail. Because if you want to be a trainer, you definitely want to be well versed with ADDIE. So the ADDIE stands for analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. No randomness, right? Every activity of ADDIE, be it analyze, design, develop, right, implement, evaluate, they all have purpose. The third thing that I noticed was facilitation mastery. They did not ask, hey guys, any questions? Nobody answered and then moved on. No. They asked, what challenges do you face in this area? Then people open up. That leaves an impact. They did not dominate, right? The next thing I noticed was storytelling. Facts inform. Stories transform. Remember, facts inform you, stories transform. So instead of saying communication is important, right? They would say, I once saw a promotion lost because of one email. And suddenly the room leaned forward to know, they got curious to know what exactly happened, right? So you just don't say communication is important, that's just plain, right? Like I said, they said, I once saw a promotion lost because of one email. That email might have something to do with the communication part. That's how you build stories. Next thing I noticed was emotional intelligence. You will always have difficult participants. They would not react. They responded. Right? All these trainers, never reacted. They responded to the situation, right? It's not the people, it's the situation. You have a silent participant, they invited them gently, not just put someone on the spot. Yeah. You have, let's say, a dominant participant. They redirected respectfully without offending the learner. Training is leadership in action. Now, let's understand the reality of corporate training. Let's be honest. Training rooms can be brutal, right? People checking photos, the manager sitting crossed arms, participants forced to attend even when they didn't want to attend some of the trainings. So you're not teaching, right? You're competing. You're not teaching here. You're actually competing with emails, targets, stress, discipline, deadlines. This is why Train the Trainer is essential. It teaches you, how to open strong, how to create curiosity. It tells you how to design interaction every 10 minutes, how to close with impact. Now, I'm also going to talk about from skills to income. Now, let's talk. Let's talk reality here. In India, beginner trainers may earn anywhere between 20 to 50,000. Experienced trainers, 70 to 75,000 to 2 lakhs. Why? Because because companies don't pay per slides. They pay for behavioral change. They pay for productivity increase. They pay for leadership development. When you create a transformation, you become valuable. Certificates from bodies like Chartered Institute of Personal Development or Association for Talent Development increase credibility. But remember, certification would open doors for you, right? Skills is what you need. Skills will keep that door open. Yeah. So, let's look at your transformation roadmap here. So, if you're watching this and thinking, I want to become a trainer, here is your path. Choose your niche. It could be communication, leadership, sales, technical, if you work in an IT company. Study adult learning principles, practice daily speaking, conduct small sessions, then you may record yourself, improve delivery, how you present, collect testimonials from people that will back up your facts, right? Build LinkedIn authority, create demo videos, pitch to the HRs, right? Now, it's not going to happen in a day and not overnight. Rome was not built in a day, right? So you become one session at a time. It will take time. So invest time, invest yourself in learning. Now, let me leave you with this. Years from now, you won't remember every slide that you created, but someone might, right? Someone else. Someone might remember, a session that changed my career. Someone you trained. So when you train, when you make impact, people would remember that for years. I still have people come to me and tell me that you changed my life, right? That's a good feeling. So, it's a good feeling that somebody tells you that your session changed their life, and that you know that session was yours, that training was yours, right? So train the trainer is not course, it's a transformation of identity from, let's say, from employee to influencer, from speaker to change maker. If you're ready to build impact, type in the comments, I will become a transformational trainer, and I will see you in the next video. However, if you like the video, if you think it was helpful, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. And you were watching Speak Fluent English with Rajesh. I'm Rajesh, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, ciao.